And then being very careful with his magic since she's low. Oh, he might not get this cycle. That took quite a bit. No, I'm wrong, but now he has to be careful because if you go up the stairs at the same time as one of the torches goes out, then you can despawn the entire top of the tower and you have to start over. Alright, MM's got all the keys he needs, so just gonna... Oh, key was number 18th out on the, of the anti-fairy's chest. Gets a 2-for-1 anti-fairy powder. And Butter Sword Moldorm 2 just takes 2 slashes. As Rich Kupo is reaching the Armos Knights, he's got those silver arrows too, so 1 shot apiece. And Trigonometry boss, Aga 2. Easy one. Just a single there, so start with a 1. 1-1. Aga's not cooperating. That's 1-1-1. 1-1-1-2. One more hit. 1-1-1-2-1. Not bad. Alrighty, Rich Kupo has his 7 crystals and he's heading up now. Well, the key was at number 18, but the chest above the ice armos. Alright, now with Butter Sword, I believe it's six slashes each for phase 1 and phase 2. Then phase 3 is always 4 hits no matter what you have. And then stun gated with a sword hit for phase 4 and 4 silver arrows. Number 18. I think you were closest, actually. Gammy getting his troll on with the teleports. And I'm not even going to bother going for the torch glitch. I'm going to go for a double triple here. 1, 2, oh, just 1. That's 3, 1 more to go. They have to light the torches again. And get your single G's in chat for MM2 because we got bacon. Right, and as is the typical protocol for finishing Ganon first, MM2 is going to save and quit, hard reset to spawn back at the ship in Super Metroid, possibly restock at the ship, and then head off to Torian. And Lenefice is ready with a party of 5. Welcome to the end of the race, bros. Rich Kupo is heading up Ganon's tower, and MM2 just made bacon. With mold. Butter. Now, Turian is going to be absolutely free. We found both of them, Lenefice, but I can't remember where. Thank you, Ane. Purple chest and King's Tomb. Alrighty, MM2 has the equipment to try skipping the baby Metroid grabbing you. So the idea behind that is get the Metroid orbiting around you so that it never latches on. So we'll see if he goes for it. Alright, he's going for it. Got a good orbit. Oh! Didn't quite get it. Gotta unequip the suit. Yeah, unequipping the suit makes the Metroid drain your energy faster. And unequipping the screw attack will be helpful for glitching through the Zebatites in Mother Brain's room. But he faced to the left. That's gonna cost him 45 frames of extra stand-up animation. And he does not have the ammo to do a crystal flash, so he's got to take the refill here. Alrighty. Now the Zebatites here take 12 missiles to kill, but MM2 is going to go for a clip to glitch into them and through them. Because the second one doesn't spawn until the first is destroyed, the third doesn't spawn until the second is destroyed, and so on and so on and so on. Mother Brains here has 3,000 health in this first phase, and has to be hit with at least 18 projectiles to break the glass all the way. And as I mentioned earlier, the second phase here has 18,000 health. Charged Ice Wave Plasma does 900 damage, so just 20 shots here is all you're going to need. At the restaurant at Mother Brain, where you have chicken nuggets, you have onion rings, more onion rings. Looks like she's not going to deliver any french fries today. Oh, there's a french fry, and then there's the ketchup. MM2 draining to 7 energy tanks to set up for the stand-up glitch. $69 health, nice. And now Samus should be locked on the floor right now, but because I'm not sure why it works like this, but it's there. Now, there's going to be one more frame where MM2 needs to be off the floor, they'll be able to start doing. Then they'll be able to start doing damage to Mother Brain's third phase, which has 36,000 health. Yeah, Rich actually had to double dip Crocomire because he tried to get to Indiana Jones for the fire rod through the grappling rippers, and then later came back with Space Jump. Didn't get it for the grappling rippers. Now MM2 has to be careful here because if the Metroid is in a bad position when it finishes refilling Samus, you can soft lock. And they know it. You don't have to get rainbowed more than once. Alright, you can see Mother Brain starting to change color. Let's see how far MM2 pushes this. Pretty far, and then only 3 Hyper Beam shots to finish. Well done. If you have a beam shot on screen when the game transitions to the Hyper Beam, you will hardlock the game. Typically how the beam works is you can keep getting up until you have until you have enough health that the next, yes. You need to have one beam to reach the cutscene, yes. But then you have to, yeah, typically you can keep getting back up until you have enough, until your health is low enough that the next one would kill you, which is when Mother Brain would start doing regular attacks to weaken you to under 1 energy. I don't know what the logic is. I don't know what exactly it is that causes the game to not lock you down properly. I'm not sure what it is. Alrighty, MM2 in the final stretch. Alright, get your GGs in chat because MM NASCAR 102 has finished with a time of 2:56.33, which is good enough for 4th place. First place, we had Lenifis with 2:45.27. Second place was PP Chan at 2:50.04. And third place was Niterific at 2:51.01. We'll see if we can get Snaky. If you can see about getting MM2 in here for an interview, that would be great because you've got the tracker. That's on you. Alpha, okay, yes. Okay, so it depends on your health when the game checks to see if you can survive another beam. Got it. Alright, we are joined by MM2. Congratulations. I had a great time. I had a good time watching this one. You put on a great show.
I'm glad to hear that. That did not feel like a good show for me, mainly because hard last locationing your go mode in Crocomire when you've been looking for it for an hour plus never feels good.
Yeah, I agree. So rounding decisions. Is there anything you felt particularly good about? And obviously you probably felt pretty bad about the fire rod.
Well, yeah, that's the obvious one. I felt pretty okay with the early catfish play that led to me getting the morph ball. Like, the reason I did that play was because I didn't want to do blind without either Burna or a sword, because hammer blind on 6 Hearts Green Mail is never fun. So I went up to Skull Woods, dipped that. Then I decided to go over to Graveyard Ledge, because if I don't do it then, when am I going to do it? And then I'm like, I have flippers, a mushroom, and a mirror. I can do all of Zora, turn in the mushroom, and do catfish. And it's a pretty good time to do it. So I went over and did that, got my morph ball, and then I'm like, oh, okay, great. Like, almost all of SM is open at this point. I'm going to go do that. And then, yeah. So yeah, the early morph ball felt pretty good.
Gotcha. Any letter grade scale, how much fun did you have?
I had a lot of fun up until like leaving Thieves Town. So I'd say that was like that up until that point was an A, but everything after that was just a solid D minus. Just the seed was pretty bad, just for the fire rod because of how I routed it. But like, I feel like my execution wasn't too bad, I guess.
Yeah, execution looked pretty on point throughout.
Yeah. Gold Sword going into Link to the Past after doing Norfair was nice, but yeah. Always bet on Croc. What can you say?
Yeah. Rich Kupo bet on Croc pretty early and actually had to double dip after getting the space jump to get back to the fire rod at Indiana Jones.
Oh, that feels terrible. Just
yeah, he gate glitched back the back route and then tried to take the grappling rippers and couldn't manage it.
Oh, that just feels terrible when like the one location you leave has what you need. That's just awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was happy that I had space jump at that point. Honestly, a lot of that just felt like 100% muscle memory or something like that, because just having high jump, speed, space, screw just makes a lot of the movement in Super Metroid fairly easy, because you just have you have all the stuff, you can go fast, and then when you're in a decently familiar area, you can pull on some muscle memory from categories you've done, and then that's nice. So yeah, that's how I feel for the most part.
Gotcha. Anything else you'd like to say?
GG's to everybody. Thanks to you for comms. Thanks to Trackers for tracking. Thanks for the Speed Gaming people for making this happen. And of course, shoutouts to all the people who made SMZ3 a thing. And yeah, honestly, GG's to everybody. Routing. Go for it. Routing sucked, but I feel like I played decently well. And to get a sub 3 on a seed like this is always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't have a good mindset for racing, but I love talking about this stuff. So that's how I keep myself involved with the community.
And definitely, I'm pretty sure every runner appreciates people like you who just sit back and just commentate over stuff and make restreams happen. It's always good, and I know I for one am super appreciative of you and all the other commentators and trackers who make this thing happen.
Well, thank you very much for me. You can stick around and maybe talk with Rich when he gets here, or you can head off. Your call.
It's decently late where I live, so I'm probably gonna have to head off to bed. But yeah, GG's to Rich and all the other runners. The seed never was not too kind. But yeah.
Well, buddy, I guess we're gonna let you go then, MM2. Thank you again for the race, and you have a great night.
Yeah, and you.
Alrighty, meantime, Rich Kupo is going for the baby skip. We'll see if he gets it. Ooh, failed right at the end. That's unfortunate. Hey, Snaky, if Rich's audio is not usable, can you switch us to background audio? Because I know there's an option for that. Okay, you guys have it on the Twitch. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that for me, Maidwalker. I didn't realize that had changed since we started using Discord for the restream instead of the RTMP server. Yeah, it looks like Rich is just going to use his massive amounts of ammo to deal with his hepatitis the old-fashioned way. Alrighty, Rich Kupo is into Mother Brain. Yeah, even with as powerful as charged Dice Wave Plasma is, supers are actually slightly better DPS because of how fast you can fire them. Tavarius, the runner command has not been working all night. I'm not sure what the problem is. Yeah, I tried playing the original I played Super Metroid before I played Metroid 1, and Metroid 1 was just it was too primitive for me, just too dated, I guess would be the word. Okay, so Rich damaged himself to below 100 health for that, but he was already at the threshold where he would not survive another hyper beam, another rainbow beam. So I'm not sure why the game didn't stick him down at that point. Does anybody know what it was? Why it works like that? Why unequipping the Varia causes it to not lock you down? Yeah, the DPS is between Super Spam and Charged Ice Wave Plasma is very close, but Rich Kupo went on the floor at the wrong time and gets locked down. So he'll have to fight Mother Brain 3 the vanilla way. Fortunately, he's not in a position where the Metroid can get stuck on being unhittable by Mother Brain. Oh, you can force yourself up with that great Neaterific? How does that work? Do you just pop the X-ray scope after you get stuck down? Okay. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Alright, meantime, we had Bressingham finish in 5th place at 3 hours 154. Ooh, that was a good 5 minutes ago. So focused on talking to MM2. Alrighty, we've just had A-Care finish in 6th place at 3 hours 902. Rich Kupo shine sparking up the old Torian escape shaft. We'll see if maybe he'll save the animals. Some memes would be great. Nope. Alrighty, GG's in chat for Rich Kupo with an official racetime.gg time of 3 hours 9:23. All right, Snaky, if you can see about bringing Rich Kupo in here for an interview, I would appreciate that. The operation was completed successfully. Alright, he's gonna be a little bit. Rich has something to attend to before he comes up for his interview, but he is ready. He will be ready when he gets back from that. Meantime, we've also had Tony T. Young finish in 8th place at a time of 3 hours, 12:08. Alrighty, you're joined by Rich Kupo. GG.
Oh man, what a first race.
Yeah, I believe I saw in the race chat this is the PB for you.
This is in fact a PB. This is the first like sub 310 I've ever gotten a hard seed.
Well done.
Like yeah, like 7th place that's honestly pretty great for my first race. I'm top 10. My goal is to survive, like against all these veteran races. Like the fact that I placed 7th and I got a PB sub 310 is like, damn, that's a good accomplishment.
You had a very good showing. You had a very good showing. I haven't seen you race before, but I was impressed.
Oh, thanks. I've been training, or I've been doing a lot of SMZ3 seeds like the past month for a little marathon, and I was like, you know what? I've done a lot of training, so I want to do this whole racing thing and give it a try. And here I am now. I just want to give a shout out to my friends Adalor and Kev for like being my trainer for the Link to the Past side of thing. Because before that, I was not great at Link to the Past, but they helped me improve a lot.
Good deal. Okay, I have a couple of questions I ask everybody. First one being routing decisions. What you feel best about and what you feel worst about.
Oh man. So I will say messing up the grapple beam in Norfair to get the fire rod. I had a funny feeling something was up there, and when I messed up the grapple, like I guess little grapply boys on the first time, I was like, I'll come back later. I don't want to do another trip. If I get like a can fly or like a space jump or a speed boost, I'll come back for it. I never let that item spot like leave my mind, and as soon as I got a can fly coming out of Lower Norfair, I was right to suspect that Fireball would be there.
Yeah, the race name, the speedrunning name for that item is Indiana Jones.
Oh man, like doing that the vanilla way is I haven't done that in a while. Usually by that point you have like a can fly or a speed booster or something. It's just a little rare that you get a curveball of just, hey, you gotta grapple this normally.
Yeah, the grappling rippers it's tricky since you have to adjust on the fly to how they're moving.
So, the number one regret was I should have checked hookshot cable a long time ago. It was pretty item dense, and I was like, I'm gonna check all these other small checks first, and it didn't pay off. Cause I was trying to my go mode at that point was bow. Well, in the middle of the run, like if I found bow and fire rod, I was gonna be like, you know what? I'm not gonna go look for gravity. I had a plan to like suitless kill Dragon and just grapple escape that one, but we found gravity along the way, so that was nice.
Yeah, gravity absolutely sent you on a wild goose chase, so that was unfortunate.
Yeah, turns out the answer was Hookshot Cave. I had a suspicion that maybe I should have went there as soon as possible. Hey, what can you do? Like, finding a one item out of so many checks is just always a tricky affair. If the Hookshot Cave didn't pay off, I was, you saw me basically full clear Super Metroid.
Yeah.
If Hookshot Cave didn't pay off, my next train of thought was, well, Ice Palace. That's pretty easy to get all the items there. Just good old icebreaker. Be out in 2 minutes.
Yeah, and as it turned out, none of the pendant dungeons were required at all.
I am thankful for that because I hate Turtle Rock and Misery Mire. My friends can attest to that.
I think most sane players do hate both of those.
I don't think Misery Mire is that bad. I kind of like it. I only like it when the layout is a little fun, not when I have to last hunt a key. But overall, I would say wow, this was an amazing seed for me in a race of all things. I had a little bit of a goofy hiccups here and there. You might have saw me at the end. I messed up the stand up, and I was like, oh. I let go thinking I was safe. It wasn't. That might have cost me 6th place because how close we were on that one. But apparently you could have recovered with X-ray, which is good to know for later. But Otherwise, no, I'm proud of this time, even though top 10 is something to be proud of, and honestly, I'm really happy I got to do Doppel in a X-Ray Doppel live on a racing stream.
Wait, X-Ray against Dragon, you mean?
Dragon and Botroon. It's always fun to see. People love that.
Yeah, the actual name for it is Microwave.
Oh, I love to microwave my fish.
Well, that's what the community calls it. You call it whatever you want. That was a little presumptuous, so my bad.
No, it's fine. No, I flip flop on and off the microwave. My friends call it microwave. I call it doppling. It's technically a doppel and stuff. That's what we called it years ago. Like if you're wondering, like my experience with these games. So I've only started running Link to the Past seriously like last year. Started running a little Discord server for my friends to do multi-worlds every week, and Super Metroid and I have a long history together. Like it's like one of my favorite speed games. Like I started off doing like the really old randomizers from like years ago when it was like just an executable. It was never a website.
Yeah, I've done those too.
I've done a lot of races many years ago during the old Skype group days, and when we had to do races on an IRC. Man, remember that?
I do.
I learned a lot of my speedrunning tricks from playing Randomizer Super Metroid years ago, and then I stopped for a while. I used to run any percent as well, but took a break for a few years. Got really into Link to the Past Randomizer because, man, like Link to the Past Randomizer never gets old, especially when it keeps getting updates like every so often. But stumbled upon Combo Randomizer existing. I'm like, I want to try this, so I started grinding this out. Shaky start learning this game at first, because God, 2 games at once is a huge beast to tackle. But I remember when I first did a seed on hard, it was like 6 hours for me. Over time, we started whittling that down, and on average, like 330 is like the average point for me to complete a hard seed.
Yeah, my mentality isn't good for racing, so I just do commentary.
Oh man, let me tell you about like racing this. I had some nerves doing this. I did a little bit of little mistakes here and there. Besides the stand-up kerfuffle, I noticed I started doing like little minor mistakes. Because of racing nerves, I've never like raced SMZ3 before. I raced Link to the Past Randomizer for it, like on a smaller scale, but never done a big race like this. Never done a race while I'm live on Speed Gaming as well, which is pretty cool.
You put on a great show. I was impressed.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the show I put on. It's kind of I'm sure people are amused that like a random like basically nobody, just underdog rookie showed up to a racing circuit and placed top 10, which is pretty cool.
And that's going to lead me into the other question I ask everybody. Letter grade scale, how much fun did you have with this one?
Honestly, this is an A+. I had a lot of fun with this seed. This seed wasn't annoying. It was pretty fun for the most part, aside from the last locating bow for myself, which, it happens. But honestly, the fact that this is a PB for me is just A+ for me. Sub 310, bopped it on a racing stream of all places. Pretty great.
I get you. Do you have anything else you'd like to add? If you're done, we're about ready to. I think we're about ready to close up for the night.
Well, I will say, other things to add? Well, I just want to say a shout out to my friends that are watching in my Discord server. Thanks for your love and support over there. I see you guys were like a bunch of you are watching and just cheering me on. Man, that's a good feeling to see you all watching and seeing me take a PB. Love you guys. Shout out to No9, you're my best friend, and Adalor and Kev, once again, thank you for training me.
All right, I think. Great. Well, again, Rich, pleasure having you. So you take care.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
I'll catch you all later.
Alrighty, and with that, I think we're about ready to call it for the evening. I've had a great time talking for you. I'm Big Pucked. Snakey was our tracker tonight. Miss Metroid helped get the race set up, and we will see you next mission.